Welcome to another episode of Delta Loungers. What up, Annette?
Hey, nothing much. What's going on, Tyrone?
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but something very exciting is going on with Delta. It's their 100-year anniversary. Can you believe it?
What? 100 years? That's insane.
I know. They are the oldest American airline company. I guess still in existence, or however you want to count it, right? And I
Right.
think we'll do an episode where we go back into some of the history, how they got started as sort of a crop dusting company back in 1925, right? So they're counting that as part of their 100 years, because
Right.
they started as this farm crop dusting company, not a passenger plane company. So
Not to the
that
level it
came.
is today.
You're right, a little bit different. Well, anyway, to celebrate the 100-year in 2025, they're doing all kinds of cool things, celebrations, special mementos, special branding, special promotions, all this sort of stuff. And we're going to talk about all that throughout 2025. Um, but to kick off sort of their 100-year celebration, they took over the Sphere in Las Vegas during CES, probably the largest convention on the planet,
Yep.
the Consumer Electronics Show. And they did a whole special presentation that was streamed online. It was invite only, had to be in the media. Unfortunately, Annette, you and I aren't quite, we didn't get
Not
our
to that level.
invites.
He must have gotten lost in the mail.
So what we're going to do today, folks, in case you missed it, is we're going to watch the CES keynote address that was given, or the presentation that was put on by Delta at the Sphere, and we're going to react to it. So it's a reaction video, just like everybody else does
Woo!
on the internet. But uh, um, have you, if you haven't been to Vegas, folks, in the last couple of years, the Sphere that was built, it's this new thing from the company that runs the Madison Square Garden, their entertainment company, and they're building these cool things. They're sphere shaped, and on the inside, it's like it's a theater, but obviously think about a music venue that's like all encompassing 360 degrees. It's got like
Because it's not
the
just like IMAX,
yeah,
right?
the
It's not just the
screens
big
wrap around the
screen.
whole thing on the inside and
Yep.
on the outside. So we were there last year, right before it opened, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so they had the outside of the Sphere going on, and it's super cool because we were staying at the Virgin, which is our favorite hotel casino to stay at in Las Vegas, and they had like the smiley face going on the outside, right? You remember that?
Yep.
What did you think of the Sphere when you first saw it?
It's a really almost intense experience. Just because the outside is really amazing. You can that The visuals that they put out on there is just fantastic, and it's all time of day that they're playing that, so you can see it basically anywhere in Vegas for the most
I
part.
know.
And the interior, yeah, we haven't been inside, but from everyone that I've talked to that has gone to a concert there or just other feedback, it's just mind-blowing experience. Just again from that just completely immersive type experience, because it's not even just the visuals on the interior, but it's also the seats, and they can make noise and move and
Yeah,
give you again kind of that kind of 4D experience.
right. Now we are heading to Vegas very shortly again. So
That
this
is
would be
true.
our first opportunity to go see it in person. So maybe we'll have to
Yeah.
check out a show when we're there. But Delta took over the Sphere for one night during CES to give this 100th year anniversary celebration presentation. And so that's what we're going to watch. But before we do that, here's kind of what the outside of the Sphere looks like. So you can see It's so awesome, right? The whole thing is a huge video screen, 360 degrees. And so here's something Delta did to brand, one thing, and then the images shift and they twist. Again, I'm trying to describe it. If you haven't seen it in person, I'd recommend going on YouTube and just watching a video. But they're going to be building these things all around the world. So maybe coming to a city near you if you can't get to Vegas or check
Yeah,
it
but
out.
that Delta logo is, fantastic on there,
The
just even from the
100-year
first.
logo is pretty cool. I like it. And then
Mhm.
here's the other image that they put on, you
Oh,
know,
wow.
and this is just a still image, but when it was going on, it was a video, right? The plane was like flying across the sphere, in a
Yeah.
circle or whatever. All right, so Annette, are you ready?
I'm ready, let's
All right,
take off.
let's give a cheers to 100 years to
Excellent. To
Delta.
Delta?
Woo!
Woo!
Please welcome CEO of the Consumer Technology Association, Gary Shapiro.
Dramatic music.
Wow. This is incredible. I am so thrilled to be here introducing a keynote at Sphere for the first time in CES history.
Yeah, because the
And
Sphere's
it's
only
so
been
fitting
open
to
for a
do
year.
so with Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian this year. Just like CTA, I know the applause line. It's Ed Bastian. But we're lucky because just like CTA, Delta is celebrating its centennial, a century of innovation, and also looking ahead for the next 100 years. At CES 2020, Delta and Ed joined us on the main stage for the first ever keynote by an aviation company, highlighting the power of technology to move every industry.
So I just gotta stop real quick and say, just because I used to do like a lot of, these event plannings, for companies I worked for before, and the amount of work that goes into this, like I've watched part of this. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so it's gonna be a
Mhm.
true reaction video, at least for most of it. But they rehearsed this, right? They
Oh, yeah.
rehearse it like a dozen times probably, right? You've got
Yep.
the CEO of a major company and a major event. It's gonna be streamed worldwide. And you can tell they still kind of screw up in some places just because anytime you do something live, like it doesn't matter how many times you rehearse it, right? But I can't even imagine. I guess what I'm saying is I'm a little bit jealous because I would have loved to have been on the team that was like part of putting this together. It would have been so awesome. All right.
No, but
Anyway.
but even regardless, yeah, everything doesn't necessarily always go as planned when you're,
Yeah.
when you do have something that's kind of scripted like this. But you can tell, obviously, big professionals able to kind of handle it with aplomb and ready to just move on to the
Yeah.
next thing.
All right.
Ed returned for CES 2023 to share the transformative power of human connection and how Delta uses creativity, personalization, and humanity to win customers' hearts and their minds. And now I'm so thrilled to welcome him back to share the airline's vision for technology that enriches the human experience today, tomorrow, and for the next 100 years. It uses powerful AI capabilities to create an accessible, tech-forward vision for the future of travel. I had the chance to work with Ed while writing my latest book, Pivot or Die, and realized
Promotion
that
for
we
book.
share some core beliefs. We both
I add it to my Libby
recognize
list.
the importance of being open-minded, trying something new, and not fearing the unknown. And we both believe that people are at the heart of every business. As CEO of Delta and a 25-year veteran of the company, Ed knows that doesn't just mean Delta's customers or shareholders. He's also thinking about the thousands of Delta employees who are here tonight and who are back home.
I guess I didn't know Ed
I
Bastian was
appreciate
with
Delta employees.
Delta
His
for
body's
25
made of Delta
years.
food.
Yeah.
That's a long
But you,
time.
as the employees, are the ones whose buy-in he needs to make the changes and pivots that are necessary to succeed. And the millions of people who, like me, step foot on a Delta plane almost every month, every day, or every week. And thanks to Ed Bastian's leadership, Delta is making the world a little smaller and creating human connections that will transform global travel. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's ahead here.
Yeah.
As human beings, we share an instinctive need to constantly look forward. With each launch, the dream of distant places ignites the desire to explore, connect, and let the imagination soar. With every flight, we become closer to each other and to ourselves.
I need some popcorn. Sit back.
Yeah.
Please welcome Emmy, Grammy, Tony, and Academy Award-winning actress Viola Davis.
Look at that. Look how cool that sphere is on the
Yeah.
inside, though. Babe, we got to go check that out when we go.
We do. Man, that like Delta logo is
That is sick.
awesome.
Have I got a story for you?
I love Viola Davis. What a
A
voice.
story 100 years in the making, made possible by you, the believers, the backers, the champions who gave Delta the wings to fly even higher. We've been connecting the world for a century now, beating the odds, breaking
Obviously,
barriers,
she's decked out in the
and
Delta
flying
red.
in a
Yeah.
class all our own. Because like history has taught us, there's nothing we can't do. Whether blue skies or storm clouds, nothing can ground the people who have fueled us for a century. Our indomitable spirit has propelled us forward and defined the Delta difference decade after decade. When times are tough, we're tougher. When they say slow down, we say catch up. And when they say it's impossible, we say sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
So, you know how we just got back from Hollywood from a
Oh, yeah.
little trip there,
Yep.
and we went to the Warner Brothers studio,
Hmm.
and we saw they were filming that show, The Pit.
Right.
And they had like the whole costume tent and
Hmm.
trailer and like extras coming out dressed in the costume,
Medical
like
scrubs.
whatever it is, right?
Yep.
Like how long do you think she was in the hair and makeup room? Because her hair looks
Probably
like
for
perfect.
perfect. The outfit is spot on. But it's really funny though. I do think I love that they brought her in for this to kind of do this introduction. But I think there's on some level it's just kind of interesting because you never think like such an accomplished actress
Mhm.
being a like opener for a Delta
Right.
airline company
Yeah. Yeah.
presentation. It's very cool. It seems a little strange or just something a little bit different, which
Well,
I'm digging.
now
So,
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't she the voice though on their new like safety video when you watch at the
oh, is
beginning of the
she?
plane? Isn't that?
I'm not sure.
Uh-oh. Annette, we should know this.
We should.
As the number one premier Delta Airlines
Well,
fan, YouTube channel.
all right, we'll have to follow up on that one.
All right. When we get on our next flight, let's pay attention and see if we can hear her
Yes,
voice
there we
doing
go.
the emergency
Yep.
rose. All right, here we go.
We'll never stop reaching for the skies and shooting for the stars. It's just who we are. This is Delta. And for 100 years and 100 more, we'll never stop climbing.
Is that thing in the middle is that like a no, it's just all video. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It
Over
looked
the
real.
long
That's
course of
how
100
freaky that
years,
sphere is. It's like
You learn some things.
immersive.
And one of the things we've learned is that while others might use a big centennial moment like ours to look
That is
back,
so cool.
at Delta, we look up. Because while some say having your head in the clouds is a bad thing, we say it's what dreamers do.
Those are like little airplane
At
windows,
Delta,
right?
this kind of imagination is the fuel that's propelled us through the years. It's how we thought beyond our first lone crop duster in Macon, Georgia, all the way to becoming the longest-running U.S. airline, bringing you to every corner of the globe. It's how we pioneered the first hub-and-spoke model to help a world flourish, not least of which was our home of Atlanta.
That's interesting. So I recently bought a book on the history of Delta Airlines. Just got it delivered, so gonna dive into that. We'll probably do an episode or two on some history. But what she said there was that they invented the hub and spoke model. That's crazy. I mean, that's
Yeah.
how every airline operates today.
Operates, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that visual though, wow.
I
It's
know.
spectacular. Even I can't imagine seeing it in person. Just seeing the video of it, you can kind of recognize how cool it is.
Yeah.
It's what inspired the DC-8, the first jet to get you places faster so you could spend more time with the people you're going to see. It's why we introduced fast, free Wi-Fi, because connecting you from anywhere to everywhere has always been our ultimate destination. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that flight itself was impossible. And yet now we know that no single innovation has bound the world closer together, getting people out to learn more, to see more,
I'm like engrossed.
to experience more, so we can all be together more too. Now imagine
All the
where the
trading
next
cards.
100 years will take us from here.
I love the Delta logo on the bottom of the plane.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, folks, Annette and I, we live, as you know, we live near the Minneapolis airport, but actually where our house is, we're just only a few miles, and we're kind of like right in a flight path.
Mhm.
So planes fly over our house all the time.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we see that Delta logo at the bottom of the
Every
plane.
time we
Like,
look up, yep. Always recognize it.
it's
Yep.
super cool, though.
It is. Yeah, something different and interesting. Not a lot of other airlines do.
Yeah. Again, those little attention to details, I feel like Delta does it the best.
Mm-hmm.
At least for an American airline, right? I don't
Right.
have a lot of experience on many foreign carriers, but that's so cool, though. Look how realistic that was. They're like, it's
Mhm.
it's faking me out. That like looks so real. I feel like I'm in the movie Airplane.
It's like a
when
runway.
It comes out and
Yeah,
crashes into
that is
the-
crazy.
That's so wild. Look at those people that are sitting like right there.
Mhm.
You're sitting against the screen, basically. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'd have my phone out too.
That is awesome.
And now, please welcome to the stage Delta CEO Ed Bastian.
All these employees, you better pay it. You're getting paid. They're like, you better stand up and clap. No, but I bet they're super pumped. How awesome would that be? Like, if you're a Delta employee,
That would be
to
such
be
an
there
awesome
for this, that would be
experience.
so cool. I'm jazzed just watching it. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be there. Now, okay, I gotta say one thing. I don't get this. and I know it's been the fashion for at least a decade, wearing like sneakers with a suit. I don't know. And
Yeah.
am I too old school?
No, I think it's still popular. I think it's less and less suits. I mean, you can definitely tell we're headed towards more casual.
Yeah.
I don't hate this. As long as it's a good sneaker, we're
All
good.
right. All right. Well, I'm sure they're top quality.
They are
Whatever.
probably top quality.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a great night. Well, welcome to the Sphere. This is going to be an amazing, amazing evening for us all. But before we start, please join me in a round of applause for Viola Davis.
See,
Viola was
no
just
matter how
awarded,
many times you practice it,
Viola
Yep.
was just
you
awarded
can't even get the name
Hollywood
right of their number.
Foreign Press Association's highest honor at Sunday night's Golden Globes. A testament
It's funny
to her
because you know in his head
longstanding
he's like, I
impact
can't screw this
on
up.
the
I can't screw
entertainment
this up.
industry.
Yep.
Congratulations, Viola.
Well, at least you got it right the third time around.
And I want to thank all of you for joining us on this journey today through travel's past, present, and its future. Our Delta story began a century ago, near the dawn of commercial flight. It's a story of how unparalleled innovation, technological advancements, and fearless thinking changed the world. But most of all, it's a story of what can be accomplished when you always put your values front and center. For the past 100 years, Delta has been driven by a simple mandate: always put people first in everything that we do. And it's as true today as it was in 1925, when the very first Delta pilots took to the skies. Those values carried us from being a tiny startup crop duster to a global airline connecting the vast world. We can only imagine how exciting the world must have seemed a century ago. Could you imagine? The very concept of powered flight was only a few years old.
I mean, think about that. How long has, human beings been around, right?
Hmm.
And for like almost all of that history, no one ever flew. Like no one went to the sky. A lot of people probably were on boats and stuff, of
Oh,
course.
sure.
But really, air travel hasn't been around for barely over 100 years, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's
It's amazing because
crazy.
it's so integral in today's world. So it is interesting to think that, yeah, it really
How
hasn't been around that much
fast
longer.
we're like changing as a species, as whatever, as society. It's like for all of our existence. And now we just get on the plane and like, oh, I'm
Yep.
going to fly halfway around the world in a day. What?
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right.
Just nuts.
But this brand new technology, it carried the promise of changing the world. Traversing the skies at high speed created opportunities that would have been impossible in the days of rail and ships. It brought people and communities together as never before in human history. And it feels
As you
similar
were just
today.
saying.
New marvels like AI, the digital revolution, and innovations in sustainability are giving us incredible tools to transform the travel experience. But amid the wonder of new technology, we've always understood that the entire point of innovation is to lift people up. As Viola so beautifully said, that mandate to always put people first continues to drive us forward, just as it has for the past 100 years. And it's not just the people we serve, but the people who serve. People like these are great Delta employees. The technician working below wing to maintain our reliability.
The technician. Come on, dude.
Well, I mean,
I know he
it's
doesn't know the
accurate.
name of every employee at Delta, but I think whoever wrote this speech would have done a little bit better if it had been like to James, the technician, to Eva, the flight
Hmm.
attendant, right? And like,
Yeah,
then it
but
could have been
then like
highlighted.
that's true, but then also like, which Eva? Which,
I know,
right?
I don't
Like,
know.
I
It
don't
just
know,
makes somebody feel
James.
more personal, right? Like
Yeah.
they couldn't even be. It might not even be their real name. I don't know. I'm thinking too much like a marketer. I'll shut up.
Yep.
Or the flight attendant who recognizes that customer reaching their 1 millionth mile. Or the reservations agent who's there, ready to care for you as your plans change. They are the history makers, the innovators, and the champions of human connection. They define what we're all about, what welcoming, elevated, and caring really means. And we feel their contributions reverberate through our past, and they carry us into our bright future. And so I want to stop and take a moment to celebrate a few of these people. People like Diane Carvelli,
This is
together
cool. I
See,
did
there
see
you
this
go.
with her
part.
late colleagues. Ginny, yes? Who together with her late colleagues, Ginny Oxford and Gene Owens, led
This
a
is crazy.
grassroots effort in 1982 to buy an incredible gift for our airline, our very first Boeing 767 aircraft. Now let me say that again. Our very first Boeing 767 was purchased by our own people and then gifted to our airline during a troubled financial period.
So
Wow.
this is insane. Delta was almost bankrupt, so this is the early
Yeah.
80s. That they weren't gonna make it, really. And they needed something. Like they needed a bigger plane to compete. They needed like longer routes. The Boeing 767 was introduced, if I'm thinking correctly, probably a decade, maybe even 2 decades earlier. Anyway, it's a long haul plane. Delta didn't have one. The employees of Delta chipped in their own money to buy a whole plane for the company they work for. What?
That is kind of crazy. In no world would I ever think that any employee would do that for a company they currently work for.
I
So
mean,
to have that kind of allegiance and
yeah,
ability to kind of, have the company stay afloat because of the employees,
right.
that is really impressive.
I agree. Yeah, that is awesome.
That plane became known as the Spirit of Delta. Thank you, Diane, for being here this evening. People like Dana Nelson, the first black female pilot hired by Delta. First Officer Nelson, thank you for all you've done for breaking barriers in aviation. And people like James Sarvis, who served Delta for over 50 years in a number of vital positions.
God,
So
50
good to
years.
see you here, James. For your 5 decades of service
Can
to
you
Delta,
imagine working for
we
a place
thank you.
50 years?
Nope.
It's
And
your whole
finally,
life.
people like Joan Crandall. Joan, another one of our legendary Delta flight attendants, recently celebrated 65 years of service to Delta.
Come on.
Wow,
That's
you thought 50 was
crazy.
65. Holy buckets.
Come
Well,
on.
she must started when she was like 10.
Joan, thank you for your dedication to our customers and for the example that you have set for so many of us at Delta. These are the Delta professionals that have written our story. They embody our values, our culture, our history, and they've helped build the foundation that's going to power our next 100 years. Thanks again to each of you.
Now, we have to insert propeller blades to the hub.
I just
As
love
we
Delta's
fly
videos.
across continents and
They always do a
cultures,
really good job.
toward
an awesome
adventures
job.
and achievements, through times of turbulence and triumph. We are propelled by curiosity.
They always tell a really
and
good
deep
story.
desire to forge bonds that transcend borders.
You did it. Yes, great job.
With childlike wonder, we travel everywhere and imagine a world where everything is possible.
So for me, again, coming from a marketing background, I always just know this stuff. So whoever's doing the wardrobe coordinated, the pink of the
Oh,
one
sure.
girl's sweater to the hijab of the other girl's,
Mhm.
the color there, you know. So I appreciate little touches like that where
Mhm.
it's I don't know. Never mind. I'll start geeking out about
Okay.
marketing stuff.
No, I get it. I get it.
Oh, this is cool.
Well, are they changing this into like
It makes
they're on a
you feel like
plane?
you're taking off.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, can you imagine what it's
Ooh,
like
in the sphere, that's
to
got to
be
be.
there? Wow. Even the old curmudgeon guy is like, this is impressive. He's like, I'm proud to be a part of this.
Seal of approval.
Dang. That gave me chills.
hmm
As we take flight,
That's cool.
technology
Yeah.
is transforming the way we
breathtaking.
travel,
hmm
with AI at the forefront of shaping our future. But at Delta, it's not technology for technology's sake. No, it's always about putting people first. We call it innovating with heart, using technology to create premium experiences with humanity at the core. Compared to a century ago, our ability to innovate has grown exponentially thanks to better data and smarter tools. That helps us make a difference at more points along your journey than ever before. Today, you expect travel that feels tailored to you. The goal is to create a seamless, connected travel experience from start to finish. That's why we work with partners, including rideshare providers who serve the first and last miles of your trip. Joby, which promises to bring a new mode of transportation to market. And Wheels Up, where elevated private solutions complement Delta's premium service.
One day, babe, we will be able to
Oh,
afford a Wheels Up membership and fly
I mean, that would be pretty amazing.
and
But
fly
that's gonna
yeah,
be way down the road. But
fly
I do
private jets.
love I love that they have these kind of items or these kind of services that
Yeah,
are premium that you feel like you can kind of maybe work towards or maybe someday you can kind of
right,
get there.
right.
Yeah, with all of the Jovi and all of that as well. It's just really fantastic. And you can tell Delta's already been doing, the partnership with Lyft and now Uber
Right.
as well. So, really making it connecting the people to those services.
Yeah, I believe that was the big announcement here. They switched from Lyft to Uber. So I'm
Okay.
sure
Yep.
he mentioned just briefly rideshare, but I'm sure that's going to be a bigger thing later on because that's
Talking
a
point,
huge
sure.
deal.
Yep.
So folks, if you didn't know, uh, if you have a Sky Miles account, which of course you should, why would you be watching this channel if you don't?
If you
Seriously,
didn't, yeah.
if you don't have a Sky Miles account, just get one
Go
right
get
now.
one.
It's free. Just go Delta, sign up.
Yep.
But yeah, now you can earn Sky Miles for your Uber trips,
Yep,
which
it's
is
two
which is awesome.
times
Anyway, I'm
two
sure that's
times miles
I'm sure
for.
that's what they're
Yep.
going to talk about. But anyway,
all creates more choice for customers to get to their destination in a way that works best for them. So how can we use AI to help each of you connect more meaningfully at each step? How can we couple it with human ingenuity, imagination, and the world's most on-time airline? The possibilities really are endless. This evening, we'll focus on 4 key moments along the journey where we see opportunity for great innovation. First, embedding modern technology to power and enhance the operational experience. Delta already is the world's most reliable airline, but we're raising the bar even higher for you. Second, convening partners to create new means of seamless travel that enable greater access and ease. Third, reimagining how you spend your time on board and how we show our loyalty back to you. And finally, bringing the world closer together by unlocking more access to international travel through new fleet technologies. But let's begin with you. It's critical that we have a deep understanding of how you like to travel. And we're working with leaders in data and insights to do just that. To share more about how we're turning your feedback into meaningful moments throughout your journey, please welcome to the stage the co-founder and executive chairman of Qualtrics, Mr. Ryan Smith, and one of our own iconic Delta flight attendants, Jeannie Brady.
Okay, you got to practice pronouncing people's names a little bit more.
Not a strong suit, but
But obviously what they're talking about, what he's talking about here is data, right?
yep.
Data mining, databases, getting data on you. Yeah, people have opinions about that one way or the other, but
Yep.
for me personally, I love it when a company knows things about me to better serve, better suit my needs, right?
Right.
I think
If
the
it
best.
makes
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
if
ahead.
it makes your experience better, going forward, then why not, right? I think there's, always kind of looking at the cons of something, kind of forget that there are some legitimate pros that
Yeah,
that really make it worth it.
it's a relationship. So when I fly, there's a little setting, do you want an upgrade? Do you like this sort of
Yeah.
upgrade or this? Do you prefer an aisle seat? You can actually set that, guys. Did you know
Yep.
that? When you request an upgrade through the app, you can actually even dial in even more. Do you want an aisle? Do you want a window? Whatever.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of settings like that. I love it when the flight attendants come around to us and during the middle of
Mhm.
the flight, they've got a handheld scanner or tablet or something. It tells them that we're medallion members.
Yep.
They come up to us and say, thank you for being a medallion member. I mean, that's putting data to a good use to
Right.
make my experience better, right?
Yep,
So
exactly.
anyway,
Yep.
they're hooking up with Qualtrics here. Look at that sphere. That is crazy. Wow, we got to get in there.
Well, Ryan and Jeannie, you got your fan club already out there.
Somebody's yelling, Ginny!
Putting on stage.
Some
Love
lady
it.
has
Well,
some
Ryan and
drinks
Jeannie,
in the
thank you
complimentary
for
bar.
joining us.
Yep.
Ryan, Qualtrics is the leader in experience management and has been an amazing partner for Delta, helping us use data to better understand our customers. Ryan, could you start to describe how we're using feedback to shape the future of travel?
Well, thanks, Ed. It's been incredible to be a partner with Delta for some time now, but it really boils down to experience. Experience is actually the currency of business today. And the travel experiences that Delta provides at scale, you're clearly setting yourself apart. Last year at Qualtrics, we looked at nearly 7 million records of feedback from Delta customers to identify the areas which people actually care about the most.
So again, I mean, I got to point these things out. That's terrible audio echo. His
Oh, for
microphone's
sure.
picking up the
Yep.
speaker echo, right? Now, look, I've worked with a lot of audio guys doing all kinds of, commercial shoots or whatever.
Sure.
It's like, dude, when Ed's talking, his microphone isn't picking that up, right?
Right.
So somebody screwed up the audio on this
Yep.
guy's
And just,
mic
yeah.
input. All right,
Well,
anyway, it
maybe
doesn't
they'll
matter.
fix it.
Sorry, guys. I'm geeking
Nope.
out. Who cares? Continue on.
Continue.
And nobody's doing this at the scale that Delta is across the global network with nearly 200 million travelers that you serve each year. Delta is clearly the leader. But this experience data, the feedback that we're collecting, is critical to unlocking how Delta can meaningfully connect with customers, exceed their expectations, and ultimately anticipate their needs. This anticipate word, anticipate the needs to transform the whole travel experience. Because truly knowing customers better, it really should mean that in turn you're recognizing them and you're improving that experience as they move through each leg of the journey.
That's so perfect, Ryan, and you described the journey
Exactly
that
what
we're
you were
on
just
together,
saying.
and it is a long journey. Jeannie,
What's that?
you've been on our journey for a while
Just
together
about
with us. Can you share
Getting
your perspective
recognized
about that?
for
Thank you,
that relationship, right?
Ed. Every customer that walks through our boarding door has a unique story. As flight attendants, we hear those stories every day. And Ryan makes a great point about recognition. It's not just about recognizing a birthday, it's about making every moment they spend on Delta feel welcoming, elevated, and caring. As Ed said, it's in our DNA at Delta. And if you take million milers as an example, 65 customers each day cross over a million-mile threshold.
Wow.
Whoa,
That's
65 people
amazing.
every day.
That's
Okay.
amazing. That
Okay.
is definitely not us.
Not us. All right, so
Yet.
I checked mine the other day. I think I'm like at 160,000 miles
Yeah.
flown. I'm never getting to the million mile
Unless all
club.
we're doing is flying for like several
The
years.
next 10 years. Oh, forget it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
crazy.
awesome. That's
Amazing
amazing.
though. Wow, 65. That is
Wow.
really impressive.
And what do all those customers, those million-miler customers, have in common? They all started as zero. That's a lot of moments through their travel history at Delta where we have an opportunity to recognize and celebrate them. That data helps empower our frontline team members create moments of magic in real time and in a way that fits that occasion. Those million milers, it first started with a handwritten card, and now it's developed into a full-blown program at multi-levels delivered by Delta people. A handwritten note or card, it could be a small gift, an announcement on board, and so much more. So think about it. If we take that concept, that idea, and you now move it to moments, more moments.
I know the million miler thing is super awesome,
Mhm.
but thinking about it, what if Delta came up with not just the million miler, but the half million miler, the quarter million
Oh, sure.
miler club, right? Is that too many people for them to handle? You
Yeah,
know what I mean? It's
I
like
mean it
something
might
a little bit
be.
more attainable for the
If
average
they're
person.
getting 65 million milers a day, then to me, I don't know that them dropping it to half or it,
Yeah.
to kind of do additional recognition makes a lot of sense because
At
that's a
some point, you
lot of
dilute it where it doesn't
right.
become what it
It's not a
what
thing
it
anymore.
is,
Yeah.
but it's so unattainable.
Yeah, well, not really according to this
Yeah, I
data.
guess.
So,
That's a good point. All right.
yep.
If there was a digital continuity in which that check-in counter looks at that customer and know exactly what their story is, and that transfers over to the gate agent in the boarding house, and they know how to treat them. And then they come on board our airplane, and all of us as flight attendants, we know exactly how to celebrate them or care for them.
So 1,000%. Okay. I'm going to toot my own horn. I wrote an article for a business journal magazine. Not gonna say what,
Sure.
when I was, working for a different company, and it was literally about knowing your customer to deliver them the greatest customer experience from the minute they stepped on your property to the minute they left. And that meant
Yep.
integrating all the information that, let's just take an example of a hotel. The valet, if you're a regular customer, the valet knows the person, they know the type of
Oh,
car
yeah.
they drive, trust me, valet guys know a lot about
Yep.
customers, okay? All that information is not being stored in any database. I
Mhm.
guarantee there's no hotel, there's no casino out there that's going to their valet guys to say, "Give me all the information you know about our top players."
Mhm.
They don't do it. The hotel front desk people, same thing. The restaurant
Yep. No, that's fair.
server,
Yep.
same thing. They know, what steak they like. They know how they like it cooked. They know their favorite dad joke. They know the names of their kids. None of that is being captured in databases. Imagine if it was. And imagine the second you stepped on property, all the other departments that you interact with know all this other stuff,
Mhm.
right? And it's just in a database, and you can look up in your CRM program and like, "Oh, hey, John, how's your kid Susie doing in school today?" Or
Mhm. Yep.
something like that, right? And it's just all seamlessly transmitted to the employee as they're logging them in to get their key cards at the hotel, as they're whatever it is, right?
Yeah. Well, I think that's on the way, right? I think AI is going to really transform a lot of that information to make it a lot more accessible. So, but it definitely sounds like Delta is on its way of doing kind of exactly that.
I just want to say I wrote an article about that 20 years ago. So
Okay.
glad Delta and everybody else is catching up.
Noted.
All right, here we go.
That is the opportunity ahead to go above and beyond, and it's exciting.
And you are so right, Jeannie, and that is the Delta difference right there. Right? While feedback informs the experience today, there is much more we can and will be doing in the years ahead to deepen the connections that we're making and give you all control over how your experience is personalized. Ryan, this isn't a futuristic vision. This is something we're already starting on today.
Yeah, everything we're working on together is about these personalized moments. And, how do you deliver them in an individualized, highly contextual experience at scale? It's easy when it's one to a few. It's hard when it's one to many, as in 200 million. So above all, what people want and what we're finding out, people want to be seen, as you described. And so we're combining intelligent listening with the AI that we're working on together to unlock new ways to deliver these elevated moments while maintaining a personal touch that Delta is known for all over the world. For example, many of you in the audience are traveling here on business, but what if you were traveling for another reason? What if it was for a honeymoon or a job interview or your first mile or even your 15 millionth mile? How might Delta act on that to change your experience and meet you where you are on your journey and actually make you feel understood? In some ways, we're already doing this, and Delta's a leader, but what if we were to build in, as you were describing, Jeannie, from the ground up, what if you could let Delta know yourself, how you're feeling, how you actually want to be cared for? This is the opportunity that we're unlocking together through AI. And it's the years ahead that we're looking forward to, because that is what's making every single interaction feel personal. And Jeannie, I know you've seen the impact of this already.
Yeah, last Friday I was flying my trip Atlanta to Honolulu, and there were 2 customers who crossed over on that flight to their millionth mile, and we had a great time celebrating
on
them.
flight?
A honeymoon couple. Then we had another couple
Oh.
celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they brought their whole family on that flight, and that was wonderful to celebrate them. In the future, that connectivity between customer and employee tools will help us proactively understand how to create those moments of magic or moments of care from the very start of their journey. It's powerful to think about, and we think it's going to transform the travel experience as we move forward with human connection at the center.
I know she just screwed up there, but I gotta say, she's the best speaker on stage that they've had
Oh
so
no,
far.
she's doing
They should have
fantastic.
Jeannie do the whole thing. Go, Jeannie.
No, she's for flight attendant. I mean, she must be a public speaker as her side gig because
Yeah,
she's
probably.
very good at it.
She probably teaches classes on how to be a flight attendant, right?
Oh,
It's
sure.
like, she's probably like she's probably not just a regular flight attendant. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure.
Whoa, what up, loungers? Hey, we're going to break this episode up actually into 3 parts because the CES keynote address, it's pretty long. There's a lot of stuff to go into, and we didn't want to make this a mega episode. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Delta Loungers.